When you reach the age of 60 and beyond, you may start to wonder who will truly stand by your side. When we are younger, the answer feels simple. Family, close friends, the people we have known for many years. But as time goes on, life changes, priorities shift, and the reality of aging becomes clearer. You may find that the support system you always believed would be there is not always as reliable as you hoped. In this video, we will explore 6 essential pillars of support that become even stronger and more dependable than family as you grow older. This is not about pushing loved ones away. It is about recognizing where true stability comes from, so you never feel unprepared or vulnerable. By the end, you may see support in a whole new light, and you will understand how to stand strong no matter what life brings. Pillar 1 is financial stability. The most dependable support you can ever have is not a person. It is your financial independence. Money may not buy happiness, but it provides freedom, peace of mind, and the ability to make choices for yourself. As you age, relying on family for financial help is not a plan. It is a risk. Your children have their own lives, expenses, and families to take care of. Even if they love you deeply, they may not always be in a position to help. Consider the story of Richard, a 72-year-old man who always believed his children would support him if he faced financial hardship. He had helped them through school, lent them money when they needed it, and was always there for them. But when unexpected medical costs drained his savings, he turned to his children for help, only to realize they were struggling with mortgages, bills, and financial burdens of their own. Not because they didn't care, but because life is unpredictable. This is why financial stability is one of the strongest pillars you can build. It is not about being rich. It is about being prepared. It means having an emergency plan, steady income you can depend on, and the knowledge to manage your money wisely so you never have to rely on others. Ask yourself, do I have enough saved for emergencies? Is my retirement income secure? Have I reduced financial risks that might leave me vulnerable? If the answer is no, now is the time to act. Learn to budget carefully, avoid unnecessary debt, and invest in ways that bring lasting stability. At the end of the day, financial security is the one companion that will never leave your side. Pillar 2 is your physical health. There is nothing in life that can replace your health. Not love, not money, not support from others. After 60, your body can become either your strongest ally or your greatest obstacle. You may have financial stability, but if your health declines, your freedom disappears. Family may care about you, but they cannot exercise for you, eat healthy food for you, or slow down the effects of aging on your behalf. That responsibility belongs only to you. Too many people neglect their health, assuming that when the time comes, someone will be there to take care of them. But even the most loving family members may not have the time, energy, or ability to be your caregivers. Depending on others for your well-being can leave you powerless. Take the story of Carl, a 68-year-old man who had been active when he was younger, but let his health slip after retiring. He thought he had plenty of time to get back in shape. But before long, his energy dropped, his mobility declined, and everyday tasks became difficult. His children visited when they could, but they couldn't be there every day. Eventually, Carl realized that if he wanted to stay independent, he had to take control of his health. Not later, but now. You don't have to train like an athlete. But small, consistent efforts matter. Move your body every day. Choose foods that nourish instead of harm. And take your medical checkups seriously. If you have been ignoring persistent aches, changes in energy, or trouble with mobility, it is time to address them. Every healthy choice you make today is a gift to your future self. Your strongest support system is not your children or friends. It is your own body's ability to stay strong, active, and capable. Pillar 3 is your social circle. One of the biggest mistakes people make as they age is slowly withdrawing from others. Friends move away, loved ones pass on, and before long your world feels much smaller than it once did. The danger is that loneliness creeps in. And loneliness after 60 is not just painful. It is harmful to your health, your mental sharpness, and even your lifespan. Many assume family will always be there to keep them company. But children grow busy with their own responsibilities. They may love you, but they cannot be your only source of companionship. That is why one of the most important pillars is building and maintaining a strong social network. These are the people who check in on you, make you laugh, and bring warmth into your life. Margaret, a 73-year-old woman, once relied solely on her 2 sons for companionship. They cared for her deeply, but as their careers and families grew, their visits became less frequent. Margaret found herself lonely, waiting for calls that sometimes never came. Then she decided to make a change. She reconnected with old friends, joined a local community group, and started new hobbies. Soon her days were filled with conversations, laughter, and a renewed sense of belonging. Friendships, community groups, even casual acquaintances give you something priceless. Connection. Whether it's a neighbor you chat with, a club you attend, or a walking group at the park. These bonds provide emotional strength. Ask yourself, who in your life brings you joy today? If the answer is unclear, it is time to expand your circle. A strong social network is not just pleasant. It is essential. Pillar 4 is your sense of purpose. One of the most overlooked sources of support in later life is not another person. It is your reason for living. After 60, many of the roles that once gave you purpose, raising children, working, caregiving, begin to change. Retirement arrives, children become independent, and the rhythm of life slows down. Without something meaningful to hold on to, it is easy to feel invisible, unneeded, or lost. No matter how much your family loves you, they cannot give you purpose. That must come from within. Having a reason to get up each morning keeps your mind sharp, your emotions steady, and your life fulfilling. George, a 70-year-old retired engineer, looked forward to rest when he left his job. But after a few months, he felt restless and empty. His children visited when they could, but his days still felt hollow. George then began volunteering at a local school, teaching children how to build projects. Soon, he had a new reason to wake up each morning, something that made him feel useful and alive again. Purpose doesn't need to come from work. It can come from learning something new, mentoring others, gardening, painting, traveling, or even setting personal goals. It is about doing things that make you feel alive and engaged. If you feel your best days are behind you, think again. Purpose doesn't fade with age, it evolves. The more you invest in finding meaning in your daily life, the less dependent you will feel on others for your happiness. Pillar 5 is emotional resilience. Life will always test you no matter your age. After 60, the challenges do not stop. They simply change. Friendships may fade, loved ones may pass away, health problems may arise, and sometimes life feels lonelier than before. No matter how much support others give, the deepest source of strength will always come from within. Your ability to adapt, to process emotions, and to find peace in difficult times is what keeps you moving forward. Too often, people rely on family to provide emotional comfort, believing their children or siblings will always be there. But everyone has their own struggles, and they may not always have the energy to provide the stability you need. That is why building emotional resilience is so important. It gives you the ability to stand strong on your own. Helen, a 75-year-old woman, lost her husband after 40 years of marriage. At first, she leaned heavily on her children for comfort. But as time went on, she realized they could not fill the emptiness she felt inside. They cared for her deeply, but they had their own families and lives to manage. Helen made a choice. She joined a support group, began journaling, and practiced daily gratitude. Slowly, she discovered that she could heal herself. Emotional resilience is not about hiding pain or pretending to be strong all the time. It is about facing emotions honestly, working through them in healthy ways, and developing coping tools that allow you to carry on with grace. Outlets like writing, meditation, counseling, or reflection help you find peace within yourself instead of depending entirely on others. No matter what comes your way, this inner strength will always be with you. Pillar 6 is adaptability. If there is one truth about life after 60, it is this: nothing stays the same. People change, circumstances shift, and what you once relied on may no longer be there. The key to thriving at this stage is not holding on to the past. It is learning to adapt. Those who resist change, who cling to what was, often struggle the most with aging. But those who stay open, flexible, and curious find joy and fulfillment, even in new seasons of life. Many assume that by a certain age, they are set in their ways. But this mindset can keep you from discovering opportunities, meeting new people, or learning things that could enrich your life. Being adaptable is not just about accepting change. It is about seeking growth within it. Frank, a 78-year-old man, once depended on in-person friendships to stay connected. But when many of his friends moved away or passed on, he felt lost and isolated. For a while he thought, I guess this is just how it is when you get older. Then he chose a different path. He learned how to use video calls to stay close to family, joined an online history discussion group, and even made new friends. Instead of letting change defeat him, he grew with it. Those who thrive after 60 are not always the ones with the most resources. They are the ones willing to adapt, remain curious, and keep moving forward. If a door closes, they look for another. If a relationship changes, they find new ways to connect. If something no longer works, they try something different. Adaptability is one of the greatest pillars of support you can have. It allows you to face life with resilience, optimism, and confidence. As you enter your 60s and beyond, life brings both wisdom and challenges, while family will always hold a special place in your heart. The most reliable support is not found in others. It is found in the foundation you build for yourself. Financial stability ensures you never depend on anyone else to get by. Physical health keeps your independence intact. A social circle keeps you connected and emotionally fulfilled. A sense of purpose gives you meaning each day. Emotional resilience gives you strength during hardship. And adaptability allows you to embrace change with confidence. When you have these 6 pillars in place, you will never feel completely alone or helpless. You will not have to wait for others to rescue you, because you are already prepared to stand strong. True stability comes not from hoping others will carry you. It comes from knowing you have built a life that supports you in every way.